Hello everyone and welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 8 live from the Intel Esports Arena here in sunny California. No, not really. Of course, we are in Leicester, joined by SEO.
And it's not sunny either.
No, it isn't. It's quite dull. But these
dull.
games are exciting.
Persuading.
There we go.
So, FaZe Clan versus Windigo. It's a bit of a matchup that we would normally say is very one-sided, right? But in recent history, this looks like a bit more of a tough matchup for FaZe because they don't look so great right now. You know, Nico now moving to the IGL role, which
it's already it's a question mark, right? It's one of those where you're just sort of thinking, what's going on there? Because obviously Nico, he's a big star. He's a big lad that has a lot of potential and has always proven how impressive he can be. But has that power he's got in the roster possibly gone to his head a little bit? Because obviously Carrigan, that's a world-class IGL right there, Ben. Forcing him into a role where he isn't calling. What's the thought process behind that?
It's very bizarre, isn't it? I mean, you think about the start of the year, right? They lose the major final against Cloud9 in, crazy fashion. It was a double overtime, and it's fair to say Cloud9 were playing absolutely unreal. Right?
They had the Boston Magic behind them. Exactly
right. They had their fan base behind them. Everything was great for them. From there, they've just not had the results they wanted, and slowly, clearly, Nico has just been having that at the back of his head, thinking something needs to change. Something needs to change. All my other rosters, we changed something. It got slightly better. But you've got 5 players which are phenomenal. Yeah. Everything seems correct. That is the super team that everybody would look at. They'd be like, that's
You've
the
literally
super team.
hand-picked everyone that can really dominate.
Yeah, they think the change is needed.
Tidbit with that as well that I realised from last night. There was a thread where people looked in and actually scanned over all of the majors and looked into who had a 1 versus 5 clutch. Now, there's only 3 players in the world that have, and one of them is actually Rain. So it's an interesting fact for you.
It's quite surprising. I suppose you could say, what was it, 2017 that he was a top 4 player in the world? Yeah. Before that, he was still a good player, but it wasn't, as flashy as he wasn't given the platform to perform. So far this year, though, he's been pretty poor. Yeah,
which is a shocker as well, because normally Rain's sort of been described as the ideal teammate, really, isn't he? All round fantastic player. Seems like he has a heart of gold and just seems lovable in a lot of the situations we've seen him in. Can perform very well, but we are into it. So FaZe Clan, it's going to be interesting for me because I haven't seen them since they've decided to obviously transfer over and allow Nico to become the head of the team, which is a weird one still. It's going to be one that I think we're going to be debating for a little while.
You did see them lose to G2, then at New York.
Oh, that is true, yeah.
Which I think they had made the change, but it wasn't like, they did the
interviews
at the event saying, like, this is the plan. And Nico, taking that hit, right, he's gone from P250, no armor, he's got the flashes, he's got the, smoke. Smoke comes in, that lands towards, I want to say that's landing mini pit, and he's flashed himself out of apartments, there's nobody actually playing pit. And Rain, that's beautiful, that's a very good start.
And that's what we were speaking about. The ability for him to damage, but Punisher responds with 2 big kills.
He's so low,
goes so back in. He's so confident against Nico as well.
That's the bomb.
And they overthrow Nico there, so it actually just comes down to Olofmeister and Carrigan. They might be on the site, but can they actually get anything going, Ben? All 3 CTs are in close proximity, in good angles, sat right on the bomb, like a mother hen nursing their little eggs.
Olof needs to back up Carrigan on this angle. We diabolical for the CTs if Carrigan wants to peek around at the correct time, and that's it right there. Olaf gets the dink, another one from Carrigan, Olaf finishes up, and it's now 1v2. Victor, horrible position to be in, 8 HP, does have a kit, so there is that, right? And he's got the USP, 1-shot headshot at most ranges. He's walking in, just a matter of time, I feel. There we go. So that was really well played. It was just the fact that the bomb was in such an awful position, and Carrigan had control of that entire site, which meant the double peek came from both sides. And Windigo, I mean, it started off well, Punisher being so aggressive.
Literally even just charging in to try to kill Nico.
And unfortunately for them, though, they're not able to follow that up with the actual round. See, trade of guns there, getting the AK at the front. So Nico as IGL, give gun.
I would like weapon, please.
If somebody argues otherwise, scream shut up.
Yeah. It's like the Simple clip again. Nice shot, Simple. Shut up, old noob. I love that. I literally love it so much. It was just Freiburg just trying to be nice. And Simple just bullies him. It's great.
I wouldn't say it's great.
Well, no, but it's very funny.
So both HEs were used at A. The smoke will come out, and Punisher, he's going to have to punish the opponents if they do this upsburst here. It's close proximity for a Deagle, running straight into it. Gets the first one, but not follow up. And Victor's all alone with all of it to do.
So Victor with the CZ in close range, no chance. Nico, naughty as ever, leaves him lifeless. And the last 3 players do have to save this. They've got armor, they've invested into utility as well, and they have those firearms in their hand. So if you don't save, it is going to be even worse. But FaZe Clan, a good start so far. And considering they've looked a little bit shaky over the past days, it's a good way for them to try and open up this series, Ben. In reality, FaZe versus Windigo and FaZe versus Ago, the game we have after this, should all be FaZe wins. You think like they should be walking away with 12 points from both of these games, really?
You would think so, right? But as I mentioned, that recent form, FaZe haven't looked great. You know, that loss to G2 in a best of 3, it shouldn't really have happened because G2 haven't looked great either.
No. And that's still G2 still sort of seeming like they're trying to find their footing
exactly,
even
like,
the team.
They're trying to find the roles and the positions of the map right now still. So to lose them is pretty diabolical. Whereas Windigo, you know, they've got 2 wins in regulation already. They've lost twice in overtime. Technically, they've been playing pretty well. Hoping to add to it with this game ahead of us, but not starting off strongly. Not as strong as they probably would have liked to have started. Down 2-0. Potentially looking at 3-0 really here as well. The nades do go down mid, but not much damage to be done there. Nico quite close, but it's 19 damage. It doesn't really make much of a difference. So the nade on the corner is ready there from Olaf, just got it pulled. When the call comes through, he will end up throwing it, depending on... I believe Guardian's waiting for a sound cue on it. So they do go through with it, double nade. Again, no one there has actually received that. So the armoured players not actually stacked together this time. Although 2 of them are actually at the B site playing it fully. And that's a big kill to actually find down mid against an AK as well. So that's some of the armoured players again I mentioned. They need to do quite a lot this round to make it work. And did Wayne not actually see him? I thought he saw a glimpse of him as he moved further on the balcony. The scary bit is they're walking into the 2 other armoured players on that CT side. They still have a smoke. So this could be really, really bad for FaZe.
It could be. But it just depends on the luck of the draw here, really, as they set themselves up. Windigo. Rotating around, those pistols in close range, especially if they're playing the smoke like this.
There's all 3 armoured players playing close to the smoke. But they might think it's a fake. I mean, Bubble's running away. They know one player's gone. FaZe, they're going to re-execute onto this. Smoke will come into CT. They've got another Molotov as well. But they're running into a P250 and a 5-7. 15 seconds left as well.
And Blocker can't even stay up there, Ben. He just strolls off. Ships will die. Carrigan doubles down as he will eliminate 2 players. They're going to try and get the bomb plot, and Carrigan still more than happy to just extend out as he overthrows each and every one of them. All of the kills so far have been onto those SMGs, so this is great for FaZe. Not only have they got the bomb down, they've only lost 2 players, and they've been able to maximize their cash with the SMGs. This has been a very tasty round, and Rain can upgrade to the AK now as well, and bring that one through into the next round. Carrigan doesn't really need to push out, but he will. He'll extend around and falls down because of it.
Straight into the aim of Guardian there, Victor runs, but there was an alternative thought process, right, to Nico taking up the IGL Rain. It lets Carrigan focus on his own game, right? So remember I mentioned the thing with Glaive, how Zonic sometimes calls during the pracs. And Glaive, you know, he's been showing how good of a player he is, right? Carrigan could potentially do the same, given time here.
It's just one of those, though, where you think about it and you're just like, right, but would Carrigan not calling and allowed to focus on fragging be more beneficial than Nico, a Carrigan that's calling with a Nico that's just focusing on fragging?
Alternatively, as well, you could have, like, they've got Robban coaching them. Yeah, he can call doing that as well, if needed. And Nico got that opening kill to Ships. There wasn't really much backup with it, and Olaf, he's being pressured at Banana. There's nobody there to help him either.
Robban isn't in the server right now, though.
Oh.
Yeah, it is only the coach for Windigo that's currently in the server, I think. We saw there on the scoreboard. Yeah, look.
I think, yeah, he's just had a kid, I think.
He might be busy.
He wasn't at New York either.
Yeah.
The quad push does come through. Punisher on his own on this site. It's a big ask, but Guardian, I mean, that's one way of killing him. Jump straight over the wall, basically onto his head. And I imagine that might have been no scope as well.
And it is always a pleasure to watch Guardian play as well, no matter what, when he's in the server.
I remember watching it in like Katowice in the production room when he got that 1v5.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, surely they don't let him have a chance at this. Surely not. It was absolutely crazy.
And he always has been such a... I mean, he sort of is the true star Counter-Strike player through and through, right? Even back from Source, he was someone that was sort of a living legend, always proved how effective he can be. Good old Ladislav.
Yeah, used to don that Reason Gaming logo.
He did indeed.
No, no one does.
Dead now, of course.
Sad.
FaZe Clan, they will pick up the round and give themselves a 4th here, Ben. And they're looking pretty good, and this is what we wanted to see. Obviously, we expected that FaZe Clan would dominate, but it's always a bit up in the air. It's quite topsy-turvy how they're going to perform recently. So, Windigo not being able to overthrow them just yet. In terms of the reinvestment, they only actually have 2 rifles into this round as well, so FaZe might be able to carry on with their scoreline.
Yeah, you never really know what FaZe is going to turn up, right? You know, you've got your various different versions. There's world beater FaZe, and then there's FaZe who, you know, they struggle against G2, for example. On Blocker with that other gun, he's been spammed through the wall, and Rain gets the kill straight up on him as well. It's a bad start for Windigo, but neutralized by Victor. And again, Olaf with this quick trade. Gallagher actually gave the AWP to Olaf there. It's quite weird.
Yeah.
But Nico didn't even trade that. It's so bizarre. He's quite fortunate to win that.
Yeah, it's weird. The firefight where he would have gone for the trade and it would have been very easy for him to get the trade, doesn't take it. The one where he's at a disadvantage, goes for it, rips the head off. Now he picks up the AWP himself as well as they're going to slide on towards the site. And it's Bubble and Punisher that come over to try and retake this. They only have 1 rifle, but the only player that has armor is Bubble.
This boost is so obvious. But will a player be actually looking at it is the question. Unfortunately not. Nico falls. There's no kit, no armor, or no armor on Punisher especially. You think they swapped their guns around, right?
I would have said so. I mean, Bubble has armor at least, and 85 HP. He can drop that Deagle to Punisher if he doesn't want to use the CZ for the range advantage, and they do push out and try and go for it. Rain goes for the flashbang over. Carrigan still has a Molotov, but he's just going to be relying on his raw aim, which he can use very well. A double kill comes through. I think Carrigan actually could be top fragging right now for the side.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
I remember there was a game, like, I remember just watching him, like, he was just so aggressive, right? There's a thing that he does, some people, or some of the pros have noticed at least, where because of a LAN environment, people aren't able to hear as well as they normally would, right? So he runs around a lot, trying to entry frag, just taking advantage of the fact that they don't have as much sound. And when it works, he turns to the top frag, if I'm honest. And it's very weird to see it. Look at this aggression up and down, they're going straight through that. And that kill from Nico. What? That's so... It wasn't very coherent, I think is the way I'd word it. And Blocker blocking the nade, taking it on his face.
They're approaching it almost as just a mix right now. It's just that sort of mixed pug style where you just want to push in, try and overthrow. And, you know, I mean, fair play. In a lot of these rounds, it's been working. Not considerably well in the early round for this one, though, as it does start to go quite wrong. Carrigan and Nico have been taken back.
Ooh. Rain was ready for somebody to go across that, but unfortunately, Bubble was prepared as well. So the smoke will come out onto the balcony from Rain here. In fact, that might be the one that actually bobbles off. Yeah, there we go. It lands on the hay bale in front. And it does let him walk out a bit. Not much. A tiny bit. And he gets the entry there. It's a big kill.
That's really nice from Rain. Such a smart player individually. As he carries on, tries to get the adjustment, and does. Overthrows Victor. Finally, Bubble goes for the peak and will kill him with the M4. Olafmeister in the heightened angle. They shouldn't really expect that face if they did go around, but they have been allowed to get the site control either way. So Guardian and Olafmeister, 2 very strong players in a clutch, Ben. Oh, Olafmeister already pops off. Finds the headshot on Bubble. And it's just Ships and Blocker that remain, but they're low. They're not on full HP at all.
Yeah, Ships did get the entry into this round for Windigo. He walks up the short side, teammate running arch. They know where both players are. And that's not a good start. Ships needs to 1v2 here. He's got no kit. Blocker did have the kit. Smoke comes out. Guardian's repositioned so well here. Gives himself so much room. Beautiful.
Easy. Yeah.
6-0. And this should be a pause, I think. You know, Windigo, there we go. That pause does come through. So the classic 2 buy rounds lost to start off the game. 6-0. Get the pause in and try and talk about everything, right? They were, what was it, 4v3 or 5v3?
Yeah.
I suppose they got 2 kills to a banana, didn't they? So the fact that that went wrong, purely because Rain got that entry kill towards Pit, Punisher should never really have been challenging that angle, especially against an AK. Because you're always, you know, it's not going to benefit you in any way.
It's crazy as well because Bubble didn't even try and peek out and assist Punisher when he went for that.
He
went for a 1v1 versus Rain, and normally that would end in Rain's favour. He is one of those players that thrives off it. If you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. And FaZe Clan have already started to build themselves a road to victory here as they get 6 rounds already. Can they get some more? The reinvestment comes out from Windigo, Ben, but it's pretty much just whatever they could find from the car boot sale. They've grabbed all kinds of different bits.
Would you say that was an American car boot sale?
What, selling guns? Yeah, probably. If it was an English one, it'd just be old Action Men.
And VHS.
Yeah. Always Narnia, for some reason.
I haven't been to a car boot sale since I was like 6.
Yeah.
I remember getting Lion King. That was a good one.
I found some Warhammer figures once at car boots. That was great.
That's quite a good find.
That was a good find, yeah. That was a good day. But Windigo, can they find a round in amongst this rummage?
They've got all 5 smokes available. There you go. That's the first one used towards this A site. And Olaf should be trying to pressure that other site as well. Trying to see if he can pull smoke from blocker or ships. So the Archmost comes in from Carrigan. That should mean that Bubble's probably going to use his smoke as soon as possible. And there we go. He used it again. And that will probably delay the push unless they're willing to commit through the smoke. And apparently they are.
All the backstab play, but Victor just does all of it from the full frontal assault, as he will be able to slay 2 men. Olafmeister trades it back onto ships at least, but the bomb is in such a great position for Windigo.
Not a very good position for FaZe to be in, really, is it? But we've seen this before. FaZe on the pistol room, they had the bomb down, and Windigo had control of it. And look at this move from Bubble. So aggressive.
He's so confident, though, to play from here. If that smoke dissipates, he could go down. It's just a matter of timing. He's going to hear all of this noise and get such a clear information of what's going on. Everyone's fighting around him, but right now it's only Bubble that remains. In a 1 versus 1 versus Carrigan. Peeks around. Carrigan, though, finds the headshot.
I can't help but feel like Bubble's just baited all of them.
In that situation, it felt like it, right? His teammates were literally dying around him.
They were fighting.
And he
That's
just
when you
didn't
come out of the smoke to, you know, make the fight in your favour. Instead, I mean, they lose around, they should have really won again. That's not the first time this smoke.
It's very odd.
And the double up comes out from Windigo, so that must mean what they were talking about doing that pause. Ships, he's been pretty good with the Bubble the same. They've got to make a change here. It's a very early smoke that Carrigan's lining up as well. It's a smoke that lands in front of Pit, I believe. Nico will be doing a similar one as well. The lineup comes through. Smokes will be thrown very early. They're going to commit through this smoke again. And the contact is there. Bubble wins that fight in apps.
Oh, the trades come back through. It's always so quick on the trades here between these two sides. FaZe, they're so aggressive, and they happen able to slide around. Olafmeister.
He's got the drop on.
Yeah, he's playing it smart. Easy headshot as he flicks around, takes down Punisher. Bubble on the scene of the crime with the AWP. Can't actually peek out in enough time. If he extends around, actually does hold the angle, though. He might cut off the rotate from Olaf.
He's very concerned about where the players are, though, is the issue. Guardian should be able to get this kill for free, depending on which bit he's watching. But instead, Bubble's positioning himself. He's going to aggro towards the arch. As soon as those smokes get dropped, though, he's going to be turning around. In fact, he doesn't actually turn around. He's committed towards this arch angle. He's staying inside this little gated area. And the issue is, if he lets them onto the site, this is going to be a really bad situation for them. Because Olaf has a smoke, he'll cover that mini-pit area. And he's been completely negated. He's playing the 2v2 fully, not thinking about trying to win the round on his own. Allowing for blocker to rotate and help him.
Guardian and Olaf. Definitely the men you want in these situations. They're always so flawless when it comes down to the clutch rounds. And blocker, done for. Couldn't block that one as Guardian will land the shot with the AWP and FaZe. They're looking for the 16-0 bet.
And another tactical pause, I imagine, from Windigo. The buy round with the double up does not work for them. Caught out at mid, essentially, by the fast plays from FaZe, the fast executes. So Nico, I suppose one of the benefits of him having, this playbook, he might not have that same experience of being able to time the choice of execute, right? But he's got so much strats available to him, right? Carrigan must have a lot of it from the previous teams he's been in. Nico the same, even at Mouse Sports, he'll have a lot of them. And if FaZe are able to, use these executes that are so fast-paced, and be able to use players like Rain, Olaf, use them properly where they're able to just run into players, get the entries, it could go very well for them. Like, 8-0 right now, it's looking good.
Well, that's kind of the point of the entire roster, right? I mean, if you think of how much experience and strategy they all bring from different teams, they can transfer so much and instill so many ideas into their squad. Guardian has basically the entire playbook of Na'Vi behind him. You've got the experience there of Mouse was just for Nico. Everyone has had that investment. Olofmeister as well. Yeah. Everyone's got so much to give. That's why this roster kind of has, you know, it's like the Hydra bit. You cut off one head, two more grow in their place.
It's a very good situation to be in. Right now for FaZe at least. And again, this weird buy comes through from Windigo. They know we can half buy fully. Okay, you know, some smokes in. The Eagles, the MP9 a blocker again. The last time they went for this purchase, they actually did have that round where I believe Bubble pretty much lost the round alone. It's not started off great for blocker though. Look how aggressive Olaf is on this lurk roll. You know, he was designated towards this side of the map last time. Already a lot of damage for blocker. And blocker's already out the server. They're going to be going in here. It's a rough situation for Sheps.
Sheps, can he actually achieve anything as he plays from the back of the site? They haven't located him just yet. He's just going to sit behind that new box, and the Molotov bounces back. This does give him an extra bit of a lifeline, and they bought time as well. Bubbles rotated around. If they go for a 3-2-1 peak, it could work well, but Olofmeister's on 1 HP.
That's so unfortunate for Sheps,
right? What kind of angels watching over him, Ben?
It's outrageous. Punisher last alive. Rain, he was holding off the rotate. He got a kill on the way as well. Looking at 9-0 for FaZe. We did say that this is probably, you know, you'd normally consider this to be 2 swift 2-0s for FaZe, right, against AG or Windigo.
Yeah.
However, recent form made us think maybe not. You might see around, you know, a map dropped here and there. But you know, we're 9-0 now. They could take this 16-0 if things keep going this way. Yeah,
FaZe like they're taking themselves very seriously into this game and just being able to overthrow. Not underestimating their opponent at all, but still playing with absolute confidence. And that kind of is the FaZe Clan mantra, really. Just being able to out-aim your opposition when it comes down to it. As this roster is just full of pure talent.
Yeah, it's all well and good knowing you're better than the opponent, right? But then, like, you do have instances where it's so overconfident, I guess is one way of looking at it, where you'll lose a round here and there, and then it'll keep... Suddenly, that scoreline starts closing. You won't realise it because you think, oh, but we were winning.
Yeah.
You know, there's some situations where it just starts running away from you. And Windigo, they tried the double AWP, they had the single AWP once. Now they go for the no AWP, 5 rifle battle, because they've been having so many fast fights. And FaZe taking it to them. There's a lot of noise towards second mid then. And there's only 2 players on this site.
Oh, this could be so rough.
You see Bubble charging away. He's instantly rotated. The player under the porch, Victor, he should have heard quite a lot of those players at second mid. But you can see Guardian, he's done the mini split, well, he's lining up the mini pit smoke. The flashes will come through, the Apswurst is coming in.
Here we go. Who's going to get the frags, though, as they trade 1-for-1 so far? Victor, let's get the headshot on Rain, but Olofmeister and Guardian have already found a killer piece. They've taken secure of the A site, and the rotate comes around, but Guardian gets a read. He spots a man out, and that's Blocker that's been detected. Ships is still over in ruins right now as well. This has got to be a 10th round for FaZe, Ben. When is it going to end?
The T-sides we've seen so far in Inferno have been pretty solid. I mean, the only one lacking, I suppose, would be Heroic in that instance we saw of them, but they didn't really have much sample size with them, did they? They were forced into such a difficult situation. Guardian, he didn't fully check his right-hand side. Blocker gets the kill. He might be able to save that AWP. Running straight towards it, he will probably grab that. So that's actually a decent bit of loot for them to find, but at the end of the day, it's 10-0. You need rounds right now, not just dropped AWPs.
No, that's not going to help you. The commodity is the rounds, and FaZe Clan are very rich, Mr. Moneybags right now, with 10 rounds already picked up and looking to gain themselves an 11th. Windigo, because they've lost so many rounds in a row, they can still reinvest and keep this one going. But it's just a little bit all over the place. Luckily, Bubble now does have the AWP. If we could see a bit of Bubble like we saw before, potentially there'd be some damage coming through, but only 3 kills to his name right now, Ben. Can he switch it up into this one?
It's a big ask from him. I mean, you're coming up against a player like Guardian when it comes to the AWP battle. He's peeking into second mid as well. And unfortunately, he was unable to see anything. Like, Rain got there before he even got the peek off. He's thinking about doing it again. That smoke basically just telegraphs that this play that he's making. If he's not pushing down, he's going to be holding that same angle, and Rain knows that. He's played this position many a time before. So Nico, we've not seen much of him this game, have we, really?
No.
In the grand scheme of things, we accept that he might have a lesser role. But again, he loses that firefight to Ships, which you wouldn't normally think he loses that.
He should be the entry machine here towards B, really, if he's going for these sort of plays, but it just isn't happening. It is a 4 versus 5, but FaZe have been very effective at peeling these rounds back from the jaws of defeat. Can they make it work this time around?
The unfortunate situation is they're running into the player on Windigo that has most grenades available to him. Ships, although he is half health, he's been caught with a nade out. It's all well good having the grenades, but when you use them at the wrong time, things like that happen. And Blocker, he's on his own here. Victor's arriving late. Doesn't really want to commit through that smoke. But instead they're going to be playing retake, and if I'm honest, 4v4 on the smaller site, it's not a good situation to be in.
Retake's going to be awkward, and Bubble still hasn't rotated yet as well. He's still just lurking towards mid right now into this round, and it looks all over the place, seeming a bit scattered. Eventually does start to push down through Banana, but he's detected. Guardian had the angle on lockdown. Oh, the shot from Olofmeister as well, and the spam through the smoke. He knows where the players are, and it's just graceful. He's like a ballerina, Ben, as he finds these kills.
He's 17 and 4 right now. Olaf. He's had so many good rounds towards that B side, getting the entry. I mean, he caught ships out there. He had all his grenades basically in his hand. And Windigo again, the loss bonus. It's all well and good having these pauses, but you need rounds. They go for that half buy. Some of the players investing more than they probably should.
All the SMGs in the world, Ben.
You might think aggressive play might be the thing they need, and they are charging down mid. FaZe, they're running into Nico is the issue. Normally a player who will just destroy you if you come into the situation. Oh, that's spam. Straight into him.
Only gets one, but luckily enough they do have an Olofmeister, but he can't trade it back. Ships with the AK. Quite a filthy frag to find, but Carrigan, in the elevated angle, was able to take down Ships, and it all does begin to crumble. It's only Bubble and Punisher that remain, Ben. They still haven't pent in, at least. They haven't been able to slip their way out towards B, but now they could just go towards the A site if they wish to. Bubble's on 46, peeks into Guardian, the 12th round's been accumulated, and FaZe, they're coming for the 16-0, Ben.
Yeah, you could argue that round was a bit better from Windigo. Maybe with rifles, that the situation is completely different, right? They might not lose that first man to Nico. But as you mentioned, though, FaZe, they're in good position here to just take this map in the next, what, 10 minutes, if not less. It's pretty crazy. And Ships picks up the orb this time, so Bubble, not thinking he needs it. Ships, on the other hand, takes it off a B bomb site. Guardian with such a good position here. He's managed to get up to the logs and not be touching either of those Molotovs. And he gets the kill in the corner. And he gets another one!
He's mental.
That B bomb site is so weak. It's been exploited time and time again for FaZe. You've got to be thinking this is 13-0.
Surely. There's no way. Guardian! He just blows everyone to bits, Ben, as he carries on.
Every shot is hitting. He's shot 4 bullets, killed 4 people. That's unreal. I didn't think he would get that trade, the second kill on Banana. Never mind that other one through CT there.
So speedy.
And Windigo, you got to sit there and ask what's actually going wrong, because everything currently looks like it's going wrong. This is not a simple remedy.
No, it's all falling apart. Literally everything that could go wrong has done, and unfortunately the stars have aligned for FaZe Clan. Everyone's popping off. Olofmeister's playing well, Guardian is just living it apparently.
The scary bit for Windigo is you're playing FaZe on Inferno, which is one of their most played maps, which is like fine. But it's not even one of their best maps. They play them next on Overpass. FaZe on Overpass have got a 75% win rate across 36 games played. And that's going to be primarily against Tier 1 opposition.
And that's actually crazy if you think about it.
That's outrageous.
A win percent that high already is mental. And you think the caliber of opponent that FaZe Clan play versus what Windigo play, yeah.
It's a big comparison. So you can see there, Windigo, they were thinking about retaking Banana, but the Molotov on the corner completely stops them. Instead, it's just wasted utility. And now there is 0 grenades left on that B bomb site. Olaf's been abusing them at this site already. He's going to look to add more to it. That player spamming through. Olaf's fine to trade that. Just gives him info that what gun is being used there. The Archmode comes in. They're playing 2 towards quad here. A flash destroys them. But Victor, that's not the first time he's actually got 2 kills towards there. And Carrigan rushes out, trying to take advantage of that. So now we're looking at a better round for Windigo. This might be a chance for them to finally get on the board. The issue is they've got Olaf and Guardian to take out.
So Bogdan's law comes into effect. Guardian will pass the AWP over to Olofmeister. And they make their move towards the B site. Guardian was the entry king with the AWP last time.
The walking forward smoke into the actual CT.
So graceful. Oh, they walk in. Guardian with the early entry, but the trade's there. But Olofmeister, he's
So
rapid.
quick.
And now he plants the bomb, Ben.
Look how
1-on-1.
far away they are. He can do so much in this time. He gets the Molotov. And what does he want to do? He's kept the AWP. So he does consider that the health point issue is there, but he needs to make some kind of play, right? The CTs do not have a kit. This Molotov is huge. There's no smoke either.
Oh, they've given him everything he wants.
The tap comes in. He's not going to bait that. Doesn't need to. He'll take a peek now, though, and find a free kill there. Punish the last man alive. No kit. Takes him out. Wolf is playing so well. But Windigo, again, another situation. 4v2, they're up 2 men, and they lose. 14-0. This is a true sign. You're in the big leagues now, to Windigo. They've had, you know, somewhat difficult matchups already, but FaZe is a different beast.
Oh, Ben. I don't know what to say, to be honest. It's one of those where it's just like,
It's the comparison, isn't it, really, if you think about it? Like, Windigo, they've come from Mountain Dew League.
Yeah.
That as a good comparison, FaZe are used to destroying teams from the Mountain Dew League. And now they're in Pro League thinking, oh, we've started off quite well here. 8 points from 12, that's pretty good. And then FaZe are beating you now 14-0 on Inferno. And you're probably looking at 15-0, especially when Rain does that to them. It's not a good situation. This is definitely going to be 15-0 unless Punisher comes out with a 1v5.
Yeah, it looks like it's set in stone here how this one is going to go. And if they win the pistol, that's it. That's literally the entire game taken off the back of one round, and it would be the 16-0. I said it thinking maybe it could happen, but now it looks like it probably will.
I mean, this will be the first 16-0 of Pro League this season as well. It's worth noting. It's not something you'd really expect, because all these teams...
It's not something that normally happens.
Yeah, they're meant to be on the same level, right? It's rare enough that we see 16-0 at a big event. So to see it potentially in the first week of Pro League, be kind of crazy. It makes you wonder how, like, FaZe, in recent form, they haven't been good. But they're doing this to Windigo now. Imagine what a team like Astralis would do to them.
That is the crazy point to take away from this, right? It's just that FaZe have looked a little bit all over the shop, but they're just dominating here. And Windigo, they've had a couple of good games. They seem like there was a lot of thought behind it, but today it's just not coming through. The team that is just dominating is FaZe Clan, and FaZe Clan should be locking this down pretty quickly into the second half, Ben. This could very easily be a 16-0.
The scary thing, though, is we're now seeing Olaf play similar to 2015-16 Olaf. You consider already the star power in that lineup. Nico, Guardian, Rain, all players who are arguably, they were top 20 last year. Olaf is now coming back to form.
If he returns...
He had issues with his wrist, and we were wondering, will he actually, recover? He looks fine now.
That's the thing, if Olaf can actually return to the form that he had, it would be insane. At that point, it's just a matter of, is Nico calling going to be a beneficial issue or a negative one?
Looks fine so far, though. 15-0 on that T side. And just the pistol needed for FaZe. Match point, pistol round. Not something you normally combine.
No, and whoever wins this, it means so much. If Windigo get it, they'll keep themselves alive. If FaZe Clan pick it up, that is going to be the 16-0 secured, and would be the fastest game of the week by far.
So they've taken Banana really aggressive, and the same boost at the bomb. We've seen this so many times now. And unfortunately for the CTs, I was going to say they were losing the fight, but Guardian, they were lining up for him for a second there. Yeah,
the overconfidence for FaZe Clan could be the thing that leaves them lifeless, though, Ben, as they've committed so heavily into this one. They wanted to close it out.
Walking into Nico's aim here. Oh, there's so many of them. All facing that same angle. He gets the kill and he actually gets away. They're not even chasing him fast.
No, they're still going for the peaks as they eventually see him. But Nico, he could have saved the round there as he leaves Victor and Ships on 20 and 41 HP respectively, and it is only Bubble that is on full HP. They still don't know where the player is going to. They're scared that it could fall back towards the B site, and Ships saves the day. It's all on Rain. He's won these before though, Ben.
The issue is that kit is in library. He's not really, he's not being pressured into the movement here. He still thinks that there might be some player lurking here. Windigo taking their time with his plant. They're giving him time to get, the rotate on. But then again, he needs to get all 3 kills. And if he is to get a chance at this, he probably does need that kit.
He arrives on the scene of the crime. Let's see what Rain can get up to here. The 1-on-3, Ben. Gets detected early as he will be spam tagged down to 85 HP, but they are giving him an opportunity. He gets one. Tries to get the second, will do it. Rain, surely he cannot win this round. Doesn't realize the player's on the left-hand side, and Ships picks it up, but they brought it down to the 1-on-1. Ships might be stabbing the body, but he should be thanking himself. Lucky that Rain didn't clear that angle, Ben.
I can't believe he's hit the shot on the player. He baited the peek from the player in pit. And he even gets to play behind the single box. And I'm surprised Ships wasn't peeking just to, play his teammates contact.
Yeah.
But Windigo, that's a lifeline. But now, if they have to make this comeback, they got to see it every round, match point. That noise, every single time. And it does make you play differently. Because you start to think, if I make one error here, this might be game over.
You stop playing to win, you play not to lose.
And that's a common mistake that a lot of people do make. The entry does come in onto Nico, and another one onto Olaf there. Looking to make this round be fully converted. FaZe did not force into this round anyway. They bought some Deagles, some P250s here and there. It's not a full purchase into it. So losing this round wasn't much of an issue, FaZe. They know we can just take this in the first buy round, and that'll be game.
Yeah, you can take it on the chin. I mean, you don't even have to invest. You can think, all right, look, let's let them have 3 rounds, then win 16-3.
Yeah, Windigo, they saved themselves from a bit of embarrassment there as well, I suppose. Because it's not a great scoreline. The HLTV faithful love to make a mockery of a 16-0, don't they?
Yeah.
They draw it.
The 16-0 assy font.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But as I said, this round pretty much free. There's no investment. Rain will keep his deagle by looks things though. Windigo not wanting to force any issues. Guardian is delving a bit closer towards Banana. Depending on the timing here, if he were to get a dink shot off onto Ships, he might die. But unfortunately, he doesn't get the chance to use Ships. Takes his head straight off. And he's the only player on Windigo who's actually got a positive, or neutral KD, I suppose. 13 and 13 on him. So Nico's actually bought a smoke and a flash this round. So that's quite an interesting investment because he's not buying. Normally you'd think he'd buy the Eagle.
Yeah.
In this position, he's lethal with it when given a chance. So he smokes mid. He's going towards Banana. As soon as they get enough noise cues here, they're going to call for that flash. And this is going to be a crazy push around this corner.
Oh, the headshot there from Olafmeister. Rain as well. They could win it right here.
They're fighting it.
And they're taking it. The aggression is on display, but Blocker luckily will be able to punish, but the double kill is found. And it is all on Punisher. This could be a 16-2 unless Punisher can win the round. Galil in his hands. 99 HP. Gets the first kill. As he'll eliminate Olafmeister.
On the wall. Oh, he's holding for the push.
Oh, he's going back.
No.
Decides to walk into it.
He actually wins it. No armor. He's bailed them out. Because that was pretty tragic, if I'm honest, from Windigo.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Not really utilising the utility. The 2 players at the top of Banana, fine, they die most likely every time there. But the other 3, the 2 players coming back to support it, why are they not grenading it, molotoving it? Instead they take the firefight, they line up. We mentioned FaZe that they were willing to just leave it to that first buy round. We've now got 2 orbs, Olaf picking one up, Guardian as well. Both playing really, really well. It looks like it's going to be an Naps play. Potentially Naps burst coming in a bit later on. Bubble does have the single smoke, but he doesn't have a flash. In fact, it looks like they're going towards Boiler. This could be very bad. Guardian's already holding his angle anyway. If someone were to wide swing, they might dodge the bullet, but the second player might just go straight into it.
Oh, the
that
timing.
Flash was perfect.
Guardian, though, goes back to the face, but he misses the shot, Ben. But they're giving him time. He's still missing, though. Uncharacteristic of him, but luckily he'll hit the gut shot in close range.
He landed that one!
Somehow he got that second shot off as well before he goes down. And the retake squad comes over. Olofmeister and Carrigan, but will they expect Ships in this tight angle? It looks like he's running straight out. Olofmeister clears it, but Ships was ready. And it's down to Carrigan to clutch. A 1-on-2, he gets the first frag. Punisher's already on 53 HP. He's low, but he is in a good position.
Carrigan does have a smoke here. I'd like to think Punisher goes for a peek pretty randomly to try and catch Carrigan off guard, but Carrigan's now cleared most of the angles here. It's going to have to be short or apartments. Not using the smoke. Doesn't even think he could be in apartments there. Punisher again bails them out. And Windigo get that first buy on the board right there. Consider if Guardian doesn't miss that first shot.
That was game.
It probably is, because he got 2 kills still on site. And the pause does come through. I'm going to assume it might be just FaZe, just to kind of slow talk things about.
Windigo suffered some internet issues, Ben. So they're going to go for a technical pause once they sort things out.
That's an unusual. I suppose it gives FaZe a tactical of some kind, though.
Yeah, it does obviously slow down the pace. And it also slows down the pace for Windigo as well, because every round is so critical. If they're not just delving into them one after another, this could still be over fairly quickly. I mean, this is still shaping up to at the most be somewhere in the region of sort of a, you know, a 16-5, 16-6 game. If FaZe Clan can actually get these buys out, because they nearly won that round. They're still almost taking the majority of these rounds. Windigo are barely scraping through, time in, time out.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, you know, like for Windigo, that they haven't been able to take many of these rounds very cleanly.
No.
Right. So to me, that kind of says that this comeback, it'll probably get stopped in the next few rounds. Like, we consider that Astralis Space Orders game. Astralis won the pistol, all 5 alive. Second round, all 5 alive. Third, all 5 alive. They were clean as anything. They were taking it in their strides. The confidence was just building in every player. Windigo, Punisher's probably the one who's getting his confidence built up right now, because he's won 2 clutches to keep him in the game.
Yeah. It's crazy. For FaZe Clan, it is just a matter of time, really, until they shut this game down, you'd imagine, as they've looked so dominant. And we are back in 15th. Oh, no, we're not, Ben.
Oh.
It's a pause. It's another pause.
If they get unpaused temporarily, then wanting him a bit more eager.
Still suffering those issues.
Not good.
Not good at all. But Windigo, are they going to be winning this one, or will they be Windigoing down against FaZe Clan here in the first map? FaZe, we expect them to try and walk away with the majority points from this series. If they can claim all 12, that would be ideal for them. Obviously, much more stacked in their favour. They are the team that the odds will always be in favour of, really, between these games we have coming up today. This one against Windigo and our next series versus a go.
The interesting thing is, you started off this game so well, right? 15-0. You're probably going to win, as you mentioned, 16-5-6. With 3 more games ahead as well, the confidence is going to be high as anything.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned taking possibly 12 points from it. It'd be a much better day when compared with yesterday. But the thing is, Windows got such a small amount of room to like falter with, right? They've already got very close to doing it. Like, how are they? Like, to think that this could even be a possibility, it's a bit far-fetched, right? But they have to believe, and I can't say I do. You know, I've seen some crazy things. This would be probably the craziest thing of my time.
Yeah. Definitely could be an interesting one. Well, is there any chance for the comeback, or is it just a matter of time? Are they just delaying the inevitable? It looks like we're now ready to carry on with the game. Windigo, they have the buy into this round. This should take it to a 15-5 scoreline. However, FaZe, even in these rounds where they don't have a buy, they've still been looking pretty effective at being able to make it go right down to the wire, Ben.
Yeah, the one flash bought by Rain there. So Guardian jumps across mid. He'll be able to get into the apartment here. Runs straight through. In fact, gets grenaded, and the Molotov just kills him instantly. So not a very good start for FaZe, although they haven't really invested into this round. And I think they were planning to have Guardian get all the way across without being seen at all. And Nico, he didn't actually see the opponents there. He's been spotted himself. Does peek, dies. 3v5. Not much left for them to do here.
that site. They will push on in. Olofmeister will be killed by Blocker, and it's just Rain and Karrigan that remain. Make it just Rain. They spam him through the smoke as well, and nearly actually finish him off. So Windigo, this 5th round will be picked up as they get the final killing blow on Rain there. And it goes 15-5. But the reinvestment is now on the cusp for FaZe Clan. They can get the AWPs out. Are they going to go for the double AWP? They will.
Yes, but there weren't really many issues with that double AWP they did have. Because remember, Olaf didn't really get tested. Guardian, if he would have landed one of the 2 shots, that probably changes the round, right? And it's quite unusual to see him missing those because he's been landing every shot so far this game, it feels like. So Olaf there, double clicking that flash, line up. And when the smoke's fading, he will let go. And they send Karrigan straight through it, and he actually wins the fight. He kills 2 of them. That's a fantastic start for FaZe. And it could potentially be the game as well. Oh, that timing. They double smoked it, but Bubbles just holding that same angle gets the kill. So it's only a 4v3 now, but it's still a big ask. He's tempting this walk through the smoke. Olaf is watching it. Walking at the close wall. Olaf probably gets the kill. He should be able to pull back, but in fact, he's so confident. The flash comes in for him. Oh. He has so much time to peek that.
How has he been allowed to get away with this?
And he gets the other one as well. 27 kills.
Olofmeister finishes off the game there as they will wrap that one off. FaZe Clan pick it up. It looked like it was going to be the 16-0, but the 16-5 will be the victory for FaZe as they finish it off and already secure 3 points from their opening game of the night. But there's still more to come from FaZe, Ben.
You know, it's a good start, especially as, you know, from what we've seen so far the past few days, when a team's had 4 games, they've usually looked a bit shaky at the start of their sets. But this time FaZe, they look really good. And if I'm honest, with the confidence they've got right now, they could clean sweep it.
Yeah, I feel like this actually could be a very fast 2-0 in favour of FaZe if they carry on like that, especially on the next map, as that's Inferno. The next map is going to be Overpass.
Yeah, and Overpass, as I mentioned, it's one of their better maps. 75% win rate across 36 games. Big sample size, and it'll be against good teams as well. Yeah,
that is true. They played against that Tier 1 talent an awful lot. Windigo coming from MDL, walking into this. I think they're finding that it's not going to be an easy run for them in Pro League.
Definitely. It's their first test, I suppose. They had Heroic, and then they had AGO. And they did well to get 8 points from that. But FaZe, it doesn't look like they're going to get any, if I'm honest.
No, not at all. Well, there you have it. FaZe Clan pick up the first map to 16-5. The next map will be Overpass. Can they carry on? Or will their reign of terror be short-lived? Find out after the break.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel.